All right, guys, you're back with us, Beamer Sun Garage. You're back with us on the blog, and we appreciate you coming back. So, one of the hardest working YouTube channels here are with us here, and so we'll show you what we did. It rained and there's puddles, but me and Super Steve, not Super Sam, he didn't come over today, but Super Steve came over, and I pulled his head off. You guys saw that on the earlier video today on the Roadrunner. And now it's time to pull the head on the other side, but that's going to be tomorrow. I'm not doing it today. I'm taking the rest of the day off, and this is why. After we got this head off, Super Steve came over, and used to be a tree just leaning that way. It ain't there no more. Well, part of it's there, but Steve came over, and I got my full saw out and my Echo chainsaw, and well, this grass is just went crazy. I'm gonna have to get the weed eater. And I'll do all this again. I've just done this and sprayed it, and it just grew up. So that's another thing I gotta do. But there's that tree that was kind of hanging over like the bridge. Maybe he's gonna get the back of the Crown Vic. I didn't really know. It was leaning this way. So Steve came over, and him and I threw it down. I mean, we went at it. We chopped it off, and then we drug it across the bridge. You can see some saw debris right there. And it's piled up there and there. There's where it went. So, yeah. He chopped it up top there, you can see, and then it just split off and fell. So, yeah, there's a little bit of brush here I got to clean up. There's a little bit of brush left. I mean, not much. There's some sticks, and there's one big log here I got to do something with. Actually, two of them. And that'll be all done. So there's some more work over here that's got to be done. I'm probably going to have to get down in there and chop that up. Because if it falls in the creek, it's just going to clog it up even more. But that's what I did the rest of the day after I got that head off that Roadrunner. So it was hot. It was nasty. But then it would rain, cool down. And it cools off. Then we go back out after it quit raining, me and Steve. And he's a great friend. And I've been friends since we was kids. We met on the CB radio, the good old Citizens Band radio. That's how we met. And we've been friends ever since we were kids. And we've been close. So back to the Roadrunner tomorrow. Guys, stay tuned on that. We're going to pull the driver's side head and find out if we got any bent valves over there. We're praying that there's some bent valves there because we got another set of heads for it. All we got to do is get gaskets, and we can buy the gaskets. That's no issue. Gaskets are, they're expensive, but, you know, they're affordable. So I can afford to buy the gaskets and the valley pan intake and put it back together. So we're praying there's a bent valve on the driver's side. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to have a bent valve. It's going to be more involved into fixing this old girl. So what I've come up with is if it is a connecting rod that came off and locks it up, we're going to pull an engine for it. And I have decided to pull one out that's a little bit more easier to get to, less bolts to turn. It's in the 73 Challenger. There's a 69 383 two-barrel engine with transmission in that car. So we're going to go out here. We're going to show you the car. And we're going to pull that engine on that car, and hopefully it ran good from the company I bought it from. They said it ran good. I'm going to take their word for it, although if Super Sam can come up with that run engine stand that needs my help and my welder, we're going to I really like to just take that block and put it in, but I mean, that unfortunately there's a ridge. It's been sitting outside. I don't even know if it even turns over anymore. I'd really like to put that 383 in it, but it needs to be rebuilt. So with the mileage on it, it definitely had to be torn down and rebuilt. No dingle ball hone there. There's a huge lip. It's going to have to be bored. It's probably egg-shaped, the cylinders. That poor old girl. This definitely needs serious love. Yeah, it's gonna need pistons, and it's gonna need a lot of work. It's gonna have to go to the machine shop. I mean, it's just there's no way around that to rebuild that 383. And the 440 that's in that Roadrunner, I'm sure it's gonna. If I find out what I think I'm gonna find out, it's got to go to the machine shop too. So it's gonna need crank and rods, reconditioned rods, and bottom end put together. And I could probably do the put together, but machine shop work I can't. But that car right there's got a 69 383 in it, a 73 Challenger that I bought out of a junkyard, Miami Town Automotive, down in Miami Town. And they had this engine transmission, and I bought it for like $350 with the radiator complete. And the only thing I could find wrong with it was it had a popped out freeze out plug. They said it ran when it came in the junkyard. I don't know how good it ran. Their idea of it running and my idea of it running is probably two different things. My idea of one running is, hitting on all 8. It's not smoking. It's not leaking nothing, That's my idea. But, as soon as I got it, I noticed it had a freeze-out plug pop. And I went, ugh. That's not a good sign. And I put a freeze-out plug in it, and I stuffed it in that car. And I was originally going to try to put that car together. I bought that car from a deputy sheriff over there in Kentucky, Kenton County, Kentucky, police officer over there, deputy sheriff. It was his car, and he advertised it on the trading post, and I bought it. And after I bought it, it wasn't but a month or two, or maybe 3 months, a couple months went by. He contacted me, and he wanted it back, and he wanted another project, and he sold to me because he didn't want a project. And I bought it because I had a project I was trying to put together, a 72 white Challenger. There's a deck lid off of it right there. That had a good deck lid. I swapped the deck lids. And I swapped a lot of parts off of this 73, put on the 72. And then after I got the 72 together, I started fixing this one up. I bought a brand new windshield for it, had it installed, had a glass company out and put a new windshield in the freaking thing. I put different doors on it. I did a lot of different things to it. That brand new windshield in that car. Windshield was busted. And I hung mirrors on it and everything, door handles. I mean, I was trying to put this car together. Started to try to build this car up. That's when that former owner, the deputy sheriff, called back, said, hey, man, I even got a tag on it, historical tag. That's registered to that car. I got a title on it and everything. And I said, sorry, sir. I said, I've been building on the car now. I mean, if I hadn't put a windshield in it and a drivetrain in it and, hung mirrors on it and started doing work to it, might have been a different story. I might have sold it back to him, but I was already into the build on this, as they say, the build. I was rebuilding it. I was putting it back together. And, so that went out the window, and I'm glad because right now I really need the engine in it. I was going to take this engine out and put it in my son's Charger, but that's going to get scrubbed. This is going to give up its 383, and it's going to go down in that 70 Roadrunner. I'm wishing I had a 70 Charger. Someday we will. And I wanted to keep that 69 motor and put it in that 66 Charger, but it's going to go on the 70 Roadrunner. It's closer to the year, too, because it's a 69 year block stamped, and it's going into a 70 body. So it's not period correct, but it's close enough. And I'll probably switch over and put a 4-barrel intake on it. And down the road, maybe timey chain gears and cam. It just depends if it runs good, But I really need to get that test stand from Sam. See if we can't make it work. I've done some searching online looking for a test stand, and I'm come up blank. I know they're there. Scott Speed Shop has run stands, and he's got big block 440s and 383s and Hemis and all kinds of stuff on his test stand. So I'm going to have to fabricate something. Hopefully Sam can bring what he's got over, and I got something to start with. So there you guys go. 65 Cuda's running good. Still got a hard brake pedal. I want to swap out a master cylinder, and I put a new one on that 63 Valiant that's in the carport down there in the new barn. I'm going to take the master cylinder off of that car, put it on this car. That way I ain't got to spend no money. Swap master cylinder. This master cylinder still works. That car in the carport barn, I don't think we're going to do anything with it. I mean, I got it originally, and it was my convertible, and I dreamed about driving it on the road, and with the top down, and my son out with his convertible with the top down, and it's just not going to happen. So, you know, we've already figured out what we're going to do with that car. We're going to use it for parts. So, and we bought it as a parts car to begin with. You know, I bought it because it had a good 6-cylinder motor in it, and I wanted the backup engine for this Barracuda back there. So, you know. All right, guys, I'm going to go lay down. I'm kind of tired. That tree just whooped my ass. And, you know, Steve did what he could do, but I was doing probably more than I should have done. And the time I got that head off, that was enough to wear my old ass out. But I got it, and it was in the heat too. That's what gets you. It's the heat, you know. It's cool right now. But I have to get some supper in me, and I just took some medicine, and I'm gonna go lay down. You know, hardest working YouTuber out there. I consider myself as that title on that one. I hold the title. I make more videos than just about anybody, except for Captain America. He makes more videos than anybody. You can't beat Captain America. That's Ken over there. Ken Kaplan. If you guys haven't seen his channel, check his channel out, guys. Kaplan America. He's got some cool stuff, man. He's got a lot of bikes, and he's got a museum, and he's got oh my God, he's got my dream. And I'm trying to, you know, get into the rhythm and the groove and be like Ken. I really like to be like Ken. I really would. You know, he's off of alcohol, I'm off of alcohol. He's off of drugs, I'm off of drugs, which is, you know, we smoked weed, you know, that's all we ever did. And we're off all that, and so is he, and he's even given up caffeine and other things, which I've given up caffeine a long time ago. But he's given up all this, you know, stuff to try to better his life, and he's done a really good job at it. So check out Kaplan America, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.